Einstök Icelandic white ale.
Life is too short to be drinking shitty beer.
The sun is well and truly over the yard arm, which means it's definitely time for a beer. And I have got a bottle of the Einstök Icelandic white ale. This is the first beer from Iceland I have ever tried. And no, that's a lie. That is actually a lie, because I've tried this. Well, I didn't try it. It was fucking thrust upon me in a place called the Crowbar. Any of you who like your metal and live around the London area, or have been to any gigs in London, there is a rock pub, very small rock pub called the Crowbar, which is based just off Charing Cross Road. And I went there one night with an Italian bird. Well, she wasn't Italian, she was Sardinian. She knows who she is if she's watching this. And we were both out of our nut, and she ended up putting this in my hand, and I remember drinking it thinking, well, this is different. I'll tell you exactly what it was. There was an award ceremony, and Motorhead, Airborne, and who was the other band? I think it was Cold Chamber, were playing at the O2, and we ended up in this bar out of our nut, a pair of us, and she got me a bottle of this. And I remember drinking it, and I didn't finish it because I was so out of it, and I cannot remember what it tasted like. So I've decided to revisit it. I've got another two from the Einstök Brewery. Einstök in Icelandic means special, if you're wondering. But I like the artwork. It's got a Viking's head on it, and I like the cap as well. Got a couple of axes. I don't know if you can see that or not. There you go, lovers. Now, for the life of me, I can't remember what it tasted like. I was that out of it, honestly. I was fucking crawling on all fours by the end of the night. That's how bad it was. But I remember it tasting different. So, I'm going to try this now. Right, what is it? Well, it is a bottle of Einstök, I think that's how it's pronounced, Icelandic white ale. Ale brewed with coriander and orange peel. Now that to me immediately says Belgian, and it's a 330ml bottle, and it is 5.2% ABV on the back of it in English, which I like, you know. Do you know what, it's funny, a little story for you. In 1994 I went to join the French Foreign Legion, and there was an Icelandic fella there, and I thought he was Scottish. He had a weird, funny accent. But I remember when he first turned up, he said something to one of the officers, and he had a big suitcase. And I don't know what he said to the officer, but he really pissed him off, and he booted this suitcase, and it just all sprung open, and all his clothes was all over this parade ground. It was fucking hilarious. But yeah, anyway, that's my that's my only experience of Icelandic people getting their luggage booted over the. It was an horrible cunt as well. His name was a Spanish. He was a Spanish sergeant. Gonzalez was his name. Fucker, bastard. Beat me over the head with a can of beans. I'll get into this later and all that. I'm going way off topic here. Anyway, what does it say on the side of the bottle? Our quest was simple. We wanted to make the best white ale we ever tasted. Do you know what? The writing is so small. I'm not retarded. I can read. It's just so small. We got there with the complex flavours of the classic wit beer. Yeah, I was going to say with the wit beer, with the coriander and all that, including orange peel and coriander, all brewed with pure Icelandic water and a touch of oats to deliver the cool smoothness that is uniquely flavourful and refreshingly drinkable. Yeah, the oats will give it a nice body and make it just that little bit smoother. It's unfiltered, as you would expect from a wheat beer. But let's get it open and see what's going on. They've called it an Icelandic white ale. That is a new one on me. I really like that cap. I love the double axes on that. That is almost like two crossed M's, but two crossed axes. Right, so what are we getting on the nose out of the bottle? Very oaty type smell, almost like porridge. And there's some very, very faint spice, but there's not a lot of aroma coming out of that at all. Let's get it into the glass. This is out of date. I'm just looking at the sell-by date. It's July 2020. So this may be bottle conditioned. So let's get it into the glass and see what's going on. I've just said that 8% Le Chouffe, so I may be a bit slurry on that one. There it is in the glass, and that looks absolutely perfect. It's like a nice hazy colour, almost 2-finger whitehead, 1.5 fingers head whitehead on the nose out of the glass. It smells very oaty and wheaty for some reason. I was expecting, you know, when they said orange peel and coriander, excuse me, when they said orange peel and coriander, I was thinking maybe this is going to be a stab at a Belgian, but there's the very faintest hints of them too, but it's very creamy and oaty. So let's get it down the hatch. I don't know what the word for cheers is in Icelandic, but cheers in Icelandic. I don't quite know what to make of that. It reminds me of, there was a Norwegian beer I tried the other day, and I can't remember what it was. Oh, it was a sour. It was that sour Susie, and all the flavours were very, very subdued. And I remember thinking, maybe it's me, but I would be expecting bigger flavours than this, and I'm getting exactly the same sort of feeling from this. You know, this is talking a good fight. It's saying ale brewed with coriander and orange peel. I'm not really getting any of that at all. There is some, don't get me wrong, it's got a lovely mouthfeel and it goes down very nicely, but it's just devoid of any real flavour. Now, I don't know whether it's me, because I've just had the Le Chouffe, which is a reasonably similar style. You know, that is a Belgian, blonde ale. They're strong in alcohol. They've got the coriander, they've got the orange peel going on, and that was really strong. It's just full of flavour, harsh spiciness on the end of it, which I love. This hasn't got any of that. To me, and it could be just my taste buds, but it tastes like a cloudy lager, almost like a spicy sort of Keller beer, if you can imagine that. But to be honest, they've called it Icelandic white ale, so in their defence, that could be a whole new sort of genre of beer, influenced by the Belgian stuff. Maybe that's where I'm getting this fixation with Belgian blonde beer. So let's just take it on its own merits, and I'll dive in again. Nice mouthfeel, I will say that. Full bodied, quite smooth, but just lacking in any discernible flavour. There's no arse end on it. As soon as you swallow, that's it. You know, the end of it. There's no big aromas in this. It's just as I say, it's like a drinkable, cloudy lager with a touch of spice on it. But it's not. Don't get me wrong. It sounds like I'm knocking it, but it's nice. It's drinkable. It's not doing anything wrong. There's nothing in there making me think, oh, this is disgusting. You know. It's just hasn't got much flavour. As I drink it, I do get some vague floral and spicy notes on the aroma. Definitely getting that. Yeah, it's like the faintest hint of orange peel, like, you know, like a Belgian Hoegaarden or Wit beer, as they say. But this is probably Wit beer light, if you can imagine that. It's got all the body of a Wit beer, but none of the flavour. And to be honest, you know, if this is quite popular in Iceland, I don't know whether it is or not, but maybe they've done that just so as people aren't too freaked out by the taste. Because in Iceland, I imagine they're used to just drinking lager. And if I know the Scandinavians, they fucking love their alcohol. Honestly, I have never seen a race of people go from super straight to absolutely fucking mental. I mean, we've done gigs over in Sweden. The worst violence I ever saw at a gig was in Finland. Jesus Christ. Honestly, they go from the most... There's a joke, there's a Finnish joke, right? I know I'm going off topic here, but, you know, it'll keep you entertained. There's a Finnish joke. How do you know a Finnish extrovert? He looks you in the eye when he's talking to you. And that's true, right? Put a fucking beer inside them. They are absolutely, they're like fucking Tasmanian devils. And we done this gig in Helsinki, in this bar. It was like a sports bar. Fucking hell, these two geezers came in and they punched fuck out of everyone. We was the band, so they left us alone. And then the bouncers had a go at them. They had a fucking go at the bouncers back. The bouncers got them outside, CS gassed them and everything, and then rang up a couple of their mates, beat the absolute crap out of them. And I mean, that was pretty heavy. And then we done a gig in was it Sweden? Done a festival in Sweden, and it was a weekend festival at a car club, a custom car club, and there was these geezers walking in with 2-gallon drums. I thought it was petrol, and I said to one of the organisers, I said, "What's they got in there? Petrol?" He went, "No, that's their hooch." Fucking 2 hours later, there's people rolling down the hills, roaring drunk. Honestly, fucking mental. Anyway, let's get back to the beer. Not bad. It's okay. Not much flavour. If you're expecting, read the label, you're expecting like a Wit beer, forget it. It's not like that. It's quite drinkable, very smooth, nice body, but just no big flavours. Vague, floral, coriander, but it's not massive. And this is cold, so I've probably killed a lot of flavours with the cold. But it's nice, it's okay. It reminds me of a very, very weak Wit beer. Now, if you're used to your really strong, spicy Wit beers, you're not going to get that here. You're going to get Wit beer light. But when I say light, I don't mean light on body, I mean light on flavour. The bottom line is, it's not doing anything to offend me. So I am going to give that, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10, because it's really drinkable, quite cold. You could just knock these back, and it was quite cheap as well. I think that was under, or just, was it £2? It was about £2.10 or something like that. So yeah, not bad. I like the artwork. I like the double axes on the cap and all that. So yeah, not bad at all. 7 out of 10, recommended. And remember, beer is working class champagne.